Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy, and for today's video I thought I would share with you guys my Bible study routine. And when I say routine, I don't mean it's something that I do every day, because unfortunately this Bible study routine I have especially since around fall, it's been on and off, like maybe 2-3 times a week. But if you have seen my prayer routine video, I actually do my Bible in a year with Father Mike Schmitz every day since I started in April. And in terms of that, I have missed I think 1 or 2 days, but what I would do with those days that I miss, I would just basically the next day do 2 days at once. So I think I'm pretty caught up. So I just finished day 200, so yay, I'm so excited. 165 more days to go, but halfway there. So anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna do a flip through of my Bible later on as well, so you know what I'm saying when it comes to notes and stuff like that. But also just to let you know, I am Catholic, so all the Bibles and sources I'm going to be talking about are all Catholic based. Okay, so now let's just go to the materials quickly. Okay, so like I said, I use this Bible, and this is a Great Adventure Bible from Ascension Press. So I just made a cover for it, and this is the one with the alpha cowhide cover. And then in terms of the stationery stuff that I use, very basic. Post-its, clear, and the regular one, and then just a variety of pens. This one, the 4-color pen. I'm actually okay, so I'm going to be talking about the main Bible study routine that I do, but I'll also be talking about 2 other minor routines that I do, I guess, in terms of the study Bible. Okay, so that's about it. I don't want to confuse you guys, so I'm just gonna start off with the main routine that I do, which is using, after I do my Bible in a year, depending on what book I just finished, I would use 3 commentaries, not all together, but depending on my mood. So there's 3 main commentaries that I use. This one I'm going to be sharing next is, okay, I made a cover for this one as well. I like making covers for my books, especially ones that I use a lot. And this is the one by Dr. John Bergsma and Brant, Pitre, and it's Pitre? Is that how I say it? It's a Catholic Introduction to the Bible, the Old Testament. So that's a hardbound cover, yes. And I have actually read 2 books by Dr. Brant, Pitre. I think he is a doctor as well. And it's the one called Introduction to the Spiritual Life, and the other one is A Case for Jesus. I love both those books, so I knew right away that this book would be amazing as a commentary. Dr. John Bergsma, I've also seen his YouTube video, so I knew before buying this book that this would be amazing. So this is the first resource that I use, not the first, but one of them. I will talk more about that, and then let me just show the other ones. So this is a Walking with God, A Journey Through the Bible by Tim Gray and Jeff Cavins, who originated the Great Adventure time plan that Father Mike Schmitz uses for the Bible in a year. So this book I actually read originally, the hardbound, the original, I think it was 2010 hardbound cover. I borrowed it from the library and I loved it so much. I ended up actually photocopying a lot of the stuff from there and made it as tip-in, so I'll show that in my flip through. But yeah, so I ended up buying my own book for future reference because I loved it that much, you guys. It's really good. So these 2 books, and the other one is, okay, oh, I should have had this ready. So it is a Catholic commentary on Holy Scripture, and this is a 1952, I think 1952, 1953 edition that's edited by Orchard. So this one I heard about from a YouTube channel called Saint Irenaeus Ministries, where he talked about different Bible commentaries, and oh my gosh, you guys, I love this book so much. I originally got the ebook from Apple, the iBooks, I think, but that one was only the Old Testament, so I didn't know the Logos and Verbum had the full book, the Old and New Testament, with the maps and stuff like that. So I ended up buying the Logos copy as well. And right now I'm always on the lookout for the actual copy of the book, like the hardbound, like the physical book. But it's like selling for like $600, some crazy amount like that, and I can't afford that book for that price. So I have been using the ebook version, and it actually is really amazing as well, because it's really easy to use. Like right now for day 200, we just started on the book of Nahum, or Nahum, I guess what we say in North America. So that's the one I'm currently reading. And if you click on like a verse, it'll actually take you, like it'll show you the actual verse that it's talking about on the actual commentary, which I think is so amazing. So yeah, talking about Nahum, the way, okay, so now I will talk about the actual books itself, I guess. So what I would do after I do the Bible in the Year with Father Mike in the morning, if I have time and it's really a book that I'm really interested in, like what happened today, so I would go to one of these sources. So the Walking with God, I've actually read from beginning to end, even before I finished, I was not finished, but obviously I'm only on day 200, but even when I just started the Bible in a year, I read the whole book. So I think that's why I'm not using it right now, because I have notes from here that are in the Bible already. So yeah, so that's why I decided on this one. And then later on, if I have more time, I will go to this one right here. The way this book is set up, the Catholic Introduction to the Bible, it's every chapter talks, there's a general information about the actual book. Like, okay, let's go to Exodus, right? So it will be an introduction, literary structure of Exodus, overview of Exodus. Then it'll have charts and all that information. It is really so, like, chock full of information. It's really almost overwhelming. So it has all that info, and then close to the end, okay, I'm not close to the end there. Okay, so there'll be a conclusion part, and after the conclusion, it actually is a part that shows you this chart right here. Readings from Exodus 3 to 34 for Sundays, feast days, liturgical seasons, and other occasions. So like for the masses and stuff, it actually tells you, like even for the liturgy of the hours, what part, like what time during the liturgy of the hours, or what season in the mass certain books of Exodus is read. And then the further reading for reference if you want to read more. So it's really, really amazing. Like every book in the Old Testament is like that. And for Nahum, that would be under the minor. So the book of the 12 minor prophets, it will be under there. So what they did is actually just kind of group that into one, which is totally understandable because it's the minor prophets. So the books are shorter. Not that they're actual minor prophets, you know, they're not less important, but they're just shorter books. Okay, I hope I explained that. And then with this, with this iPad, with the Catholic Commentary on Holy Scripture, it starts off like this with a bibliography and then a general introduction, and then after that it'll go through verse by verse. So that is also, wow, like that's just, it really, if you want to learn so much, like I feel like this commentaries, obviously these are not the only commentaries out there, there's so much more, but they're like, I really, really love these two books. And this one, oh my gosh, I feel like if you're gonna give the Great Adventure Bible as a gift to someone, you have to give it with this book by Jeff Cavins and Tim Gray, because you know, not only did they start the thing, the timeline that makes it easy for us to understand the whole Bible, but every book here is also, it's also really chock full of information. And you will see, I will do a flip through here, so you guys who know what I'm talking about, how I actually do this. Okay, so now we will do a quick flip through. Let me move this book. Oh, I forgot to add for the supplies, for all my Bibles and stuff, like religious books, I add this, even though the this Great Adventure Bible comes with 2 ribbons, I also added ribbons, extra ribbons, and the one I use is this one from Muji. because it's really easy to apply. It's also removable, so I'll show you how it works. Like this one for this Bible. See, I just put it like that, and then now you have your bookmark. Right? You don't have to make your own. I mean, it's easy to make your own ribbon anyways, a ribbon bookmark, but yeah, and it's removable too, so yeah. See? It's pretty easy. So that's just another tip if you guys have a Muji around you. Anyways, so I will do a quick flip through of the Great Adventure Bible so you know. So the tabs, let me just say my tabs here, they actually literally don't mean, they're not color coded or anything like that. Even my highlighters, I don't color code them. It's just whatever I'm in the mood for. But the only thing that I really kind of did color code a bit is the green ones, because these are the different the major timelines of the Bible according to the Great Adventure plan. So that one, just if it's something I would refer to. Also, so also for charts, like this one has the Kings of Israel chart, so I also mark that with the green. But otherwise, the others, they don't really mean anything. And like I said, the highlighter as well. So the way I set up this Bible, all the markings I actually did on the Bible itself, like an actual writing, are from Father Mike's talk while doing the Bible in a year, and then the rest I put on notes. And the way I would do it is I did like an acronym. Like let's say I'm using Walking with God book, I would put WWG. So I put that just to remind myself. So for the Catholic commentary on Holy Scripture, I would do on the post-it CCHS. Oh, there's a prayer there, I forgot. And then for the, oh, that's in the logo, sorry, yeah. And then for the Walking with God, I would put WWG on top of the note. And then for the Catholic Introduction to the Bible, I put CIB on the note, so I know where it came from. All right, so let me just do an example. I don't know if I should flip through the whole Bible, because then that'll be really long. Okay, so like something like this, it's a note from Walking with God. So I put that on a clear post-it. And I'm assuming it refers to this chapter here, The Fall of Man. I haven't read this in a while because I did this in June. Then I would just put the note there. So, okay, let me move that again so you guys can see what I'm saying. So, I don't know if you guys can see. So, I put WWG as the source, and then the page, and then the actual note. Okay, so that goes for the same here. This one is Walking with God as well. My note on Genesis. And then these highlights are when I'm reading the Bible, doing the Bible in a year program. I would just highlight whatever I feel like touched my heart at that time. And then these notes here, I was originally writing them in pencil, but later on you'll see I decided to write them in pen. So these are notes from Father Mike. So like this part here, it talks about God's heartbreak. I guess, what was this? Yeah, we're talking with Adam and Eve. Yeah. And then to love requires a sacrifice. Talking about this part here. Okay, so sorry, I'm getting too detailed, but that's how I would just basically do it. So this one, it's a chart I did as an insert. Also from Walking with God. Promises to Abraham, raised the covenant, and then yeah. So I basically just copied the chart, and that was a page, and then I put it as a insert here. Another note from Walking with God. Yeah, in the beginning, because that's all I was using was the Walking with God book. And honestly, if you can only get one for the Great Adventure Bible, I guess yeah, the Walking with God would be really the best thing, because it goes hand in hand with what Father Mike talks about. Because really, he's just following Tim Gray and Jeff Cavins' work in the whole timeline. So yeah, more pencil notes there. Gosh, I hope you guys can see what I'm saying. Okay. And this one is when you see here, when I see here Catholic, so CCHS, that means it's from the Catholic commentary on the Holy Scripture. There's a newer edition out called Catholic Commentary on sacred scripture, I think, which is like 17 books. That's amazing. I heard as well, but the whole set is like 400 Canadian for the 17 books, and they haven't released it as one volume, so that's why I haven't gotten it. And also that one by Dr. Pitre and Dr. Bergsma, I'm waiting for the New Testament volume to come out. Okay, so this one, Walking with God, and then this one, CCHS. And here, if it's underlined, that's also something that maybe Father Mike Schmitz said, like something he really talked about. So, but I didn't have any notes on that in terms of the written part. So, yeah. So everything that's actually written on the Bible is from Father Mike, and then the rest, like the other notes, are from the commentary books. So yeah, more notes there. So that's, I don't know if I should flip through the whole thing, but I finished the whole Bible in a year program in April. Probably do more. I do a complete flip through, I guess. But I actually, there is something here. Okay, so this one is more inserts. And this one is about the tabernacle. This one is from Walking with God. And this one is actually from the Catholic Introduction to the Bible. So it's basically the same thing, but I just wanted both resources here. More notes. Yeah, sometimes if I don't use Post-it, I will just use a memo and then use a washi tape, like a memo pad. So this one here I did as an insert, like as a tip-in they call it, right? And this one is from Kings about Hezekiah. So I just felt like the whole chunk is like really important. So instead of me just copying it and putting it there, I just photocopied that part. I figured because I bought the book anyway, so I don't feel bad doing it. And there's another tip in, also from Walking with God, about Tobit. Just such an amazing book. Very short, but very inspiring. And then also another tip in about the Maccabees and the Septuagint. But there's also something here. Oh, this is the one I wanted to show. This one is actually not from any books, but this is from a website called Met Museum. Yeah, from the Met, I guess. It's a Temple of Solomon. Because I just wanted like a visual in my head when I'm reading about the Temple of Solomon. So I just copied that from printed it out from the internet and did it as a tip-in. Again, just using washi tape. So nothing fancy. So yeah. Yeah, like I said, we're doing Nahum right now for day 200. We just finished Joel, and that's another tip-in. And this one is from Matthew. Although we haven't done Matthew yet, I did photocopy that part because I had it. And for the inserts, oh, sorry, the tabs, I should say, I guess I should talk about that too. Most of them are actually just tabs about sections of the book I like. David and Goliath, and then this one is God's promise on the book of Joshua. Okay. Book 21, verse 44. And the Lord gave them rest on every side, as he had sworn to their fathers. Not one of all their enemies had withstood them, for the Lord had given them their enemies into their hands. Not one of all the good promises which the Lord had made to the house of Israel had failed. All came to pass. I think Father Mike talked about that as well. Let me just see if there's anything else. Yeah, and the other tabs, aside from the actual, like just me tabbing Proverbs and Psalms and that, the others are just stuff that I would like to go back to, you know, especially if I'm dealing with like anxiety, let's say, or you know, forgiveness and stuff like that. So this one I tagged for anxiety. Oh, let me just pause. Let me pause for a sec. I think my battery is dying a bit. Okay, now we're back. So for anxiety on Matthew, and then the judging others. Yep. This one, Revelation. We also haven't done Revelation yet, but this one are notes from the Catholic commentary. Because I was reading I think I was just yeah, I was in the mood for revelation, I guess, that day. I really like this too. I don't know if I've discussed that before, like the red letter on the parts of Jesus said himself, like the Ascension Press did it as a red ink, and I really like that. I know some people have a bit of an issue with that, but I actually like it. Oh, and the last page I have is my test page. So if I want to test the bleed through of some of the markers, just did it like that. Okay, so that's the major way I do my Bible study. I hope that makes sense. And I will now talk about the two minor ones, I guess. So when I say minor, it doesn't mean that it's like less important, but it just means that I don't do it as much as doing this Bible in a year with the commentaries. So what I do usually, and this involves my study Bibles, is before the Sunday Mass, I would usually read what the gospel would be for the next day, for Sunday. So Saturday night, I would use the study Bible to go through whatever the gospel is. I do it sometimes for the first and second reading, but mostly for the gospel, especially if I'm using this one, the Ignatius Catholic Study Bible, New Testament. So yeah, so I would use the study Bibles then. Or another way I use a study Bible is if I read something from Bible in the year and I wanted to read other translations of it. So I would do the study Bible as well and go to this. Like, let's say I read the Psalms here and I wanted to read another translation and find out more about, not the actual Psalms, but just notes from other Bibles. Then I would do like a study Bible, like for example this one, the New Jerusalem, and then I would go to the Psalms and read the introduction and that, and read the notes, and that's how I would use the study Bibles. Yeah, but mostly for the Sunday Gospels, that's when I would read the notes on these ones. And the last method that I do is something I just recently started doing, which is actually I copied it from another video done by Father Robert Carr. And what he does is he talks about a system. I will link the video down below where he does this. Okay, I will read it out loud. So the way he does a Bible study, the way he recommends it is for principle, you underline the verse in black, and if it's a, oh my god, can you guys see it? If it's a command, you underline it in red, and for promises, you underline it in green. And basically you read this book several times to really get it and go through with this 3 principles and think about it. So I even got a special pen for that because he talked about the big 4-color pen. So I got the gel version, this one here, which I end up really loving. So, and the book, the way he suggested it too, is start off with the Gospel of John. Oh, so no, so for 1 week you do 1 John. You do that for 7 days, just reading it over and over and underlining it, the principle in black, the command in red, and the promises in black. And then after that you go to the Gospel of John, then the other Gospels, and then the Acts, Romans, and then 1 and 2 Peter. So I have done that for John, although I don't think I read it for 7 days straight. I don't think, did I? No, I didn't. So yeah. So that's what I ended up doing. Yeah, because I forgot to say, for most of the time, this is really the only Bible I really write in. For the other Bibles, I actually just really only highlight. So if you see my other Bibles, there's really no writing and then just highlights. But this one, I did start doing the underlining for the Ignatius New Testament one. So I would underline what I think is a principle. And then I would read the notes. And then the commands in red, and then in green the promises. So I still have a hard time sometimes between the principle and the promise, honestly. But the command, that one, I guess that's pretty easy. And the 1 John, it's very, the first letter of John, it's very short, right? So then I think I have done it for, I started doing it for Mark. Have I? Yes. Yeah, barely. But that's one thing I want to do more, is actually this method right here that he talks about. And I think, okay, oh my gosh, I think that is it. That's all. I'm probably forgetting something. But in terms of my study routine, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. And please don't think that I'm actually probably the last person anyone should take advice from, because I'm not a theologian or anything like that. My university degree had nothing to do with divinity or, you know, theology or philosophy even. But I just thought, as a regular person, if anyone's interested out there, this is how I do it. As you can see, it's not really very complicated. And once you find a commentary that you like and a study Bible, I feel that that's actually really enough. It's just, for me, I really love this 3 that I'm using. So I hope if you guys are thinking of getting one, I highly recommend this one here. Although it's only the Old Testament right now, the Catholic Introduction to the Bible. And then, of course, the Walking with God and the ebook Catholic Commentary. Ooh, let me see. Let me show you guys the cover. The Catholic Commentary and Holy Scripture. And yeah, so this is the Orchard version that he edited. Copyright 1953. If you guys can get that, it'd be something I highly recommend. Anyways, that is it. Oh my goodness, thank you so much if you've made it this far. Okay, and as always, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment down below. God bless. Bye.